bread of the day. That is what I achieved this morning, right there.
Welcome to another episode of Toby's Stupid Vlog.
So then, other than making bread, I've planted the kitchen garden. Now obviously you'll note this is not the kitchen. There's not actually room on the kitchen windowsill, which is where this has been sitting in a box for about a year. So finally got round to doing that. Tidied the balcony, as you may see, slightly. It's better than it was, and I've planted 1 times geranium that I've been growing in a pot, in a glass in the kitchen. So it's looking a bit more ordered. I mean, it's better than it was. Let's put it that way. Anyway, today has been rather a sorting things out kind of day and whatnot, tidying up and generally moving things around. I don't know if I showed you this because I can't remember much of what happened last week. This. Well, yeah, it's what it says it is. This is an original 1989 Game Boy, which we thought was broken for years. It's been stuck in a cupboard because I was convinced it was broken. So anyway, I took it out, gave it a clean, and tried out gave the battery compartment a clean because it was a bit dodgy. There's actually no batteries in it at the moment. Plugged it into the wall, bear with me. And press this button. And you notice it works perfectly. Look at that, Super Mario Brothers. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So anyway, I have a working Game Boy. Isn't that exciting? That's the most exciting thing that's happened since 1989. So anyway, that's pretty much my Saturday so far. And yeah, the blossom's kind of done, and spring is supposed to be handing off to summer shortly. I'm not sure I believe that just yet. Welcome to Kew Gardens on a Sunday. Here to see some lilies. And these appear to be like courgettes or something.
That's go with this picture.
Of you taking a picture of me taking a picture of you. Oh, that's really small. It's easy when you're that size. This badger's given up. That was fun. But exhausting, as you can imagine. Anyway, it's Sunday and it's quite nice, but tomorrow, for Veggie Day, the plan is to make my own pasta with a pasta maker that Alex Nana got me. So I need to go and buy flour and eggs. And also things to put in it, because it's hopefully going to be ravioli. Time will tell how easy this is. At the moment I'm like, oh yeah, it's so easy. I'm just going to do it all the time. This is what the building looks like in a fire drill. It's very quiet, apart from the fire alarm. That fire drill earlier is quite funny. It reminds me like an episode of Star Trek where the ship's on red alert and they've evacuated everyone. You wander around and all you can hear is this constant alarm going off, but you're the only person who can hear it because everyone else has left. The world's about to end! It didn't. Nobody died. It was a drill. Anyway, Veggie Monday continues with another trip to the Swiss all-you-can-eat, where I will eat all I can.
Why don't want us go?
Well, that's what they all say about Nick.
Hello, Rolo.
It does.
So sorry. He looks too scary.
He is.
Yeah.
He's got really cool.
I tried to carry him away from Covent Garden. He doesn't want to walk.
Look at his little eyes.
No.
No.
How old is he? 8 months.
Isn't he cute?
He's near enough full size.
Is he? What is this?
A sausage dog. That's it.
Is that actual sausage?
You're a like boy, aren't you?
His little feet.
Anyway, here's some pasta making attempts. This is apparently what you do. That's what it says on my sheet, so that's what's happening right now. Okay, that's what we're up to so far. Done some rolling, done some placing into ravioli maker. We have saucy stuff, which is good. And now we're going to put sauce into thingies. Now we've just got to attach the top. Well, there's some raviolis that have come out of here. Second batch, better than the first. Hard to learn as you go, but they're looking like ravioli. See how they cook. So there we go. Look, actual raviolis. Da-da, da-da. Found out how to do it after we'd done them all, but we've learned something useful there. See, this is how you do it properly. These ones took seconds. They've got no filling, but seems obvious if you put a lot of oil in there. Anyway, and look, we have spaghetti and somewhere in here. There's some tagliatelles. Who needs Play-Doh when you have pasta? I suppose it's just Play-Doh for cooks. Perfectly normal day in the office. Okay, lovely day in London. District line is working, so I'm improvising. You get to see what it's like when the sun actually comes out. It's pretty nice. It's a seagull eating a trainer, obviously. And that is Big Ben telling me it's 6 o'clock and I'm going to miss my train. Well, you know, life isn't all bad. Feels like quite a long time since I was doing this walk, and I think the reality is that I haven't been able to do it since Rick left because there's been too much going on. What is? It looks like hops. Maybe not. People randomly going hops on the towpath, maybe. But it's just been too nice this week. It's been amazing. It's also been unbelievably stressful at work. And so I figured this was the moment when it was really needed. Plus, I mean, since I last did this walk, spring has actually happened. Look, there's leaves everywhere. Whereas last time it was just bare. So it's green, it's sunny, there's people rowing on the river. But it's lovely. So I said that obviously it's green, but I mean it's the 3rd of May today and some of the trees are still lacking leaves, and the ones that have had them for just a few days really. It's been a really late spring. The cold weather dragged on all the way through April pretty much, and all the plants playing catch up. You can feel this kind of urgency in nature, like, oh my god, it's nearly summer. So, well, that's wishful thinking maybe, but yeah, it's taking a while to kind of get to what you'd imagine. I mean, there's still blossom in early May. Some of the daffodils are still up. Usually these things are usually done by the end of April, so it's nice that it's here, but damn, has it taken a while. It really has. You'll notice there's always people rowing on the lake and whatnot. And that's because down this end of the Thames there is a lot of rowing clubs, schools and what have you. There's usually 1 or 2 next to every bridge, so that's a fair number. But then obviously, this is the bit of the Thames that everyone knows from the Oxford-Cambridge University boat race, so it's got a lot of sculling history, I should say. Usually I look at them and I think, God, what a terrible time in the morning to be up and rowing, but today you kind of think, can think of worse ways of spending my morning. So the route I'm taking today involves crossing 3 bridges, which is obviously a lot slower than the don't cross any bridges until right at the end route. Or there's 2 1-bridge versions, and this is a 3-bridge one. But it's such a nice day, it seems a shame not to kind of go out of my way to make it a little longer. Besides which, I will need a pretty good excuse to walk this far in the future, because although there's been a lot of when I put it, hints and whatnot about what I've been doing, I can now say that my last day at Global Radio will be the 14th of June. Now that could change, it could move a bit. I'm expecting that as we get closer, that they might panic ever so slightly, because we still haven't replaced Rick. And so there might be an option to stay a little longer, which I'd consider, to be honest, but my absolute cut-off is the next time I go on holiday. I'm not going on another holiday and coming back to Global. Look at this, snowdrops, amazing. Wow, I am easily distracted. So yeah, at the moment the plan is 14th of June, but it could be a month or 2 later than that. Depending on what they want, to be honest, the ball's in their court at this point. And that will have been, 11 years pretty much. I've worked in the professional radio industry when I leave. Which is a long time, but I think long enough. There's only so many things you can actually do in radio. And kind of nearing the end of that. Plus I think that from a business point of view, future radio is reasonably exciting. From a creative point of view, most radio is not so exciting, like the large bits of radio. There's still small stations that are able to do much more creative and original things, but I mean, I really don't think they can pay me a salary to do what I want to do, so this is the point to make a change, and that's what's going to happen. And on a day like today, the idea of working from home seems quite wonderful, to be honest. I have this kind of idealised vision which will almost certainly fall apart, that when I'm working from home I'll be able to go for a walk every day that I can. Might not be a full 5 miles, but something in the morning to sort of invigorate you for the day, presuming the weather's half decent, of course. I just think that I'm sedentary far too long in every day, so this is my solution to stop that. Plus I won't have any excuse for not vlogging, because, you know, it's usually like, oh, I'm too busy at work, and now it'll be like I'm at home in front of a computer with a camera pointing at me, so I should imagine that I should be able to do a bit more vlogging. Plus I'll be carrying a camera almost everywhere I go, so that should be helpful. So it's a Friday, it's the last day of the week. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but in my job I really dislike Fridays. It's been a long time since I liked Fridays at work, and the reality is that a radio station obviously has to keep running on a Saturday and Sunday, but very few people are around, so Friday is when you do 3 days work, which is, well, it's not much fun. And it's been the same for, since the dawn of time, and it's like that day before you go on holiday and you have to get everything finished, only it occurs every week. Oh, it's just so annoying. So here's to a day when Fridays are fun again. I'm very much looking forward to that time. That said, this is a very nice way to spend a Friday morning. I do like spring, it's definitely my favourite season, because you've got the promise of summer and the weather goes from being terrible, which you've just got used to not quite so terrible. And you think, oh wow, this is amazing, it's 8 degrees and the sun's out. Yeah, I know. For the rest of the world that must seem a little bit silly. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of my walk this morning, and hopefully this should keep me going through the day. I'll be surprised if I get to vlog any more this evening, because I'll be completely exhausted and probably quite annoyed. That's a nice boat. So anyway, thanks for watching this week. Next week is bank holiday, and going to Denby's wine location on Sunday, and a bit of Kew Gardens on Monday, hopefully. So join me then.